Hey yo, what's up everyone? It's your boy Carl back at it again. New video, same grind, you already know. I hope y'all doing well on this Friday afternoon. Well, for me it's Thursday, but anyway, I hope you guys from the future are doing well. Sorry for not uploading any video for the past 2 weeks. I was really busy working on the 4th chapter of my manga Elementasia, and so I was putting all my time and energy in this. And by the way, you can go read the first 2 chapters right now on my website. The link is in the description of the video, and it will also appear on screen somewhere. And the 4th chapter will also be available to read this Saturday for free as well. And with this, it will be the conclusion of the prologue of the first saga and arc of my manga. So go read it, and if you enjoy it, please share it with your friends, family, or anyone that you think might like it, so we can build a community around my manga Elementasia. Anyway, let's go right into the subject of this video. So for today's video, let's talk about how to avoid art block. I wanted to make this video so I can share things that probably will help you avoid it. And maybe we should go with the definition first about what is art block. Well, if we go by some definition that I found online, it says that it's a period of time when an artist cannot access their creativity and or they cannot bring themselves to create a new piece of work. They feel like they have run out of things to draw. And me personally, I never or don't remember experiencing this myself if we go by this definition alone. But I would like to add that art block is also, in my opinion, a period of time where an artist is stagnating and they can't level up their skill no matter what they do. So if we add this into the definition, I think there were times where I experienced this, but luckily for me, I was able to get out quickly. So now I will share with you guys 4 tips that I think can help you avoid it. Oh, I just hit my mic, sorry. And so yeah, I'm gonna give you guys some tips that will help you avoid it. And you know, if you got even more tips than that can help people to avoid art block, please share it in the comments. And for those who are experiencing art block right now, well, I hope this tip can also help you in certain way. And yeah, anyway, let's get started, shall we? So tip number 1, planning or scheduling. One thing that helped me a lot to avoid art block is that I've always planned my week every Sunday night with exactly what I'm going to do every day, with the amount of time I'm going to spend to do that said thing, and what are the things that I'm going to draw or study. Now, I'm not telling you to go to that extent. What I'm telling you is that preparing yourself for the next couple days can help you avoid art block. One thing I realized when people face art block is that they just stare at their blank canvas or sheet of paper and wondering what they have to draw, and it can feel overwhelming for the artist, especially beginners. So an example on how you can plan what to draw for the next day is to take the time and think about something that you want to draw, or heck, make a to draw list. I'm sure you got a lot of characters you want to draw, especially them waifus, so don't tell me you have nothing to draw. And go make a list of those characters that you like, or a lot of characters, you know, doesn't need to be one in particular, just make a whole list of them. And then after that, pick one from the list, and now go on Pinterest or Google to find references of this character you want to draw, and start to make a mood board of this character. And after that, you know, you find all the reference of the character. You know, you find a front view, back view, side view, lower view, high view, whatever view you want for the character, because you know you need all those views to make sure you can draw the character full 3D sense. I don't know. And now you start to think, oh, I want to add a background. So now you go look for a reference or background, and then you add it on the mood board. And then, oh, there's a specific outfit I want to draw my character in. So you go look for that specific outfit and add it to your mood board, and then there's a specific pose you want to draw your character in. So go look for the exact pose that you want to draw your character in, and then add it to the mood board. And after that, by making this mood board, you'll be ready to draw for the next day. Or heck, maybe by doing the mood board at the moment, you'll be motivated to draw it right now, which happened to me a lot of time. But I've tried to resist the urge to draw the thing right now, because I want to be able to have something to draw the next day, and I don't want to wake up the next morning and be like, damn, what I have to draw today. But nah, you know, I wake up the morning, I know what I'm gonna draw, I know what I'm gonna do. So Yeah, so we prepare your mood board, put it in a file so you know where to find it, or just leave it on your computer desk because maybe you don't have any organization on your computer desk like some people. But yeah, just leave it somewhere in your computer you can find it. So tomorrow, the next day, you'll be able to come back and just open the mood board, open your canvas, not canvas, but your art application that you draw in, or your sketchbook, and start drawing the character that you want to draw for the day. And after that, it might be a pain in the ass in the beginning when you do your mood board because it's like, oh, I need to find a reference for this and that, but you're building an habit, you're building a routine on what you want to draw, and let me tell you, it's gonna become natural and you will be able to do it every time. Well, I don't do it every time because most of the time I got a clear idea in my head and I just go for it, and I'm just gonna look on a reference on the fly. But yeah, and you don't have to do a mood board every time you're gonna draw something. It helps you to organize your thought, your imagination, the things you want to draw, but it's not a must-have. But yes, so planning or scheduling your day, so to know what you're gonna draw and what amount of time you're gonna spend to draw it, can help you avoid art block because you did all the thinking, you did all the prepping, and the day before, and when you wake up the next day, you already know what you gotta do, so you won't be blocking about what to draw for the next day. So I hope tip number 1 is helpful. Now let's move on to tip number 2. So for tip number 2, tackling your weaknesses. Now this tip is more for the people that are about that grind life, people who strive for new level with the art. Not saying that, if you're not striving for new level for your art, this tip is not for you, but this is a good tip that you can apply just in general, not even just for art block, but just apply it in general. So not tackling your weaknesses in art is one major thing that can cause art block. So if you want to avoid it, you have to tackle your weaknesses. Remember when I said earlier that I think art block can happen because an artist is stagnating? Well, this is what I'm talking about. You have to take the time and look at your recent artworks or art pieces and figure out why you are blocking, because most of the time people are blocking not because they don't know what to draw, it's just they have a difficulty to draw something in the art which create that block, if it makes sense. And as an artist, you have to be you have to be critical towards yourself, not being harsh and, saying that you're trash and everything like I always do, but nah, I'm playing. But, you have to be critical, you have to be honest with yourself, and you have to ask those questions like, why can't you make the artwork at the level of your favorite artists? What your art is lacking to make it appealing? And guess what? The answer is really simple. It's just that you are ignoring your weaknesses. And you have to recognize the things that you are good at and the things that you're bad at. You don't want to always point out the negative things because you're just gonna bring yourself down and you're gonna demotivate yourself doing more artwork and might lead to burnout. So yeah, you don't want to do that. You want to point out the good things so you know what you're good at, and from there you can optimize those good things, which is good. But you want to bring the bad things to the level of decent or good, at least. Try to create try to stabilize your skill a little bit. It's gonna be hard to stabilize everything because we tend to be better at one thing than the other, but try to bring up everything so you don't have a lot of bad stuff, you just have a lot of decent to good stuff, so you try to stabilize to that level. And most of the time, the things that you need to do to tackle those weaknesses is to practice your art fundamental skills. And if you don't know what are art fundamentals, they are all the boring stuff that you tend to avoid to do, like your shape and forms, perspective, anatomy, draftsmanship, colors, and composition. This is some of the fundamental skills that come into mind right now. And if you don't tackle those basic skills, you will never reach a higher level. And the pros do pro things because they are good at doing the basics, like it took a whole year for me to understand that. And if it wasn't for my mentorship back in 2023, By the way, shout out to my mentor Kesh for the mentorship. Because of him, I'm at the level that I am now, but I still need to grind even more to reach a higher level. But if it wasn't for him, I think I'll still be drawing the same way I used to draw back in 2022. I had to tackle all my weaknesses back then, and this is when I understand like, oh, this is what I was lacking, those fundamentals. And since then, you know, I always know what I need to tackle in my art whenever I want to level up. You know, I always look at my weaknesses, and of course I always look at the good thing that I can do in my art, and I try to optimize the good things so I can make it better, and I always try to bring up those bad things to become decent or at least good. So you have to do the same things to be able to make appealing artwork, and also those are the things that will help you not block in general in your art journey. So tackle your weaknesses, do your art fundamental practices. This is really important. And by the way, if you guys are interested, you know, I'm not a professional artist yet, or I'm not, you know, I don't think I have the credibility to do that, but I can make a video about a general path that an artist can do to improve their art skills. And you know, I'll just be talking about the fundamentals and maybe a step-by-step guide on how you can go from point A to point B to point C and etc. But it won't be a tutorial on how to draw stuff. It will be just more of a guide, you know, like I said. So if you're interested, just tell me in the comment about it, and I'll make a video about a general path that every artist can take to improve their art skills. And so that's this is for tip number 2. So now let's go for tip number 3. So now for tip number 3, giving up on perfection. Look, you ain't perfect, you're not perfect still, and heck, even him, he got folded when he wasn't in his perfect form. Imagine you. What I'm trying to say is that some of y'all are too obsessed with trying to have things perfect in their artworks. Like, oh, I want to have a perfect composition, I want a perfect pose on my sexy waifu, I want this, I want that. Give up, man. Give up perfection. You ain't perfect, so you cannot make a perfect artwork. You will always have some flaw in it. So this perfection thing is a myth. And you know, you remember tip number 2? When you tackle the fundamentals, at first, the first few times you're gonna do it, everything's gonna be trash cubes, anatomy looking weird, your colors will be ugly because you don't know how to combine your colors together, and you will hate it. And look, nothing will be perfect, and it's okay. Try to have everything right in your art studies, or your artwork will block you from doing art, because you will be in a constant fear of not being able to make something that is quote-unquote perfect, you know. And you just want to aim to be better every time, you know, aim to be better 1% to 5% better for every study or artwork that you do. And by doing that, you'll be less toxic over your artwork, and also less toxic toward your mental health when you do art, because mental health is really important when we're doing art. So this perfectionism thingy, perfection thing, you just forget it, you know. And when I say by aiming to be better 1% to 5%, it's really simple as, oh, I want to be able to make cleaner lines on my sketch. I want to be able prettier feet for my next piece. Sorry about that. I was just studying feet earlier, and that's one example that came out in my head. So yeah, I'm not into feet, I swear. You want to be in a constant flow of improvement. Accept the fact that things might not go your way, and let yourself have the chance to fail to become better, not perfect. And by failing, I don't mean like you become a failure, you know, like fail in the sense like, oh, I made a mistake there, I noticed it, I'm gonna correct it by looking to a tutorial, a guide, or another artwork that an artist did that's similar to mine, and you correct it. That's what I mean by fail. You don't actually fail art. Actually, can you fail art? I did fail art in college, but anyway, that's something for another time. But yeah, all your favorite artists are not perfect. They just have the skill to hide the imperfection with other skills that they are good at, and you want to be able to do the same. And as you become better, you'll be able to spot those imperfections in those artists that you admire, and you will realize that sometimes imperfection has its charms. But that's not an excuse for you to not improve though. So keep studying your fundamentals, even though you want to give up on perfection, and you want to become better every time. So anyway, that's tip number 3. Let's go for tip number 4. Alright, so for the final tip of this video, which I feel really inappropriate for giving you guys this tip because I never applied it, or I barely applied it, not saying never, but I barely applied it. But tip number 4, taking breaks. You have to take breaks from art from time to time. And me personally, I'm really bad at doing this, but don't do what I do, just take break. The reason why you want to take break from your art, you want to create a urge or craving to do art within yourself. Stepping away from your tablet or sketchbook for a certain amount of time, and please make sure to come back. Don't just give up art and go away forever, and then you leave your tablet eating the dust, or your sketchbook just getting taken away by the hands because you've been eating while you're doing sketches or whatever. Oh, this is disgusting. But anyway, please make sure to come back. And yeah, so you want to create that urge for that creative urge to draw by taking breaks. And also it will help your brain to get bored because your brain is too stimulated. You know, you might have too much things you want to draw, or maybe or you might have the opposite effect of that, is you have nothing to draw. And by letting your brain bored, you'll be able to consume new things in your brain that will help you come back in front of your tablet or your sketchbook and be able to draw stuff. And not only that, you don't have to let your brain be bored. You can do something else that are outside of art. You can go some physical activities as walking, jogging, doing a sprint, go to the gym, have a social life, which I lack. But go do something else that are not art related. And you can do also your hobbies, which is a bit close to art. But I don't think that playing video game will increase your art block. Anyway, it didn't increase my art block by playing when I play video game. But anyway, play video game, read a book, read your comic, manga, whatever. Do something else outside of taking a pen and scribbling all day. And not only that, you might get inspired by what you saw, and you'll probably want to make art about that. For example, I remember back in 2022, I was doing this challenge called the 100 Days of Sketching. And one day for the challenge, I didn't know what to draw. Yes, there was a prompt for the 100 Days of Sketching, but I wasn't following the prompt. I wanted to do my own thing, like some Miles Morales type shit, So I didn't know what to draw. And that day just happened that I was about to go out with my homies and we were doing an activity. And that activity was paintball battle. And after that paintball activity, I went home. I got this idea of drawing a girl with a gun, and she just went out from a paintball battle. And yeah, I managed to accomplish the prompt of the day. So yeah, so you don't have to worry when you take breaks that, oh, I'll forget how to draw, or I will be rusty. Well, you will be rusty, of course, but it's not the end of the world. It's just muscle memory. You just need to warm yourself up and keep drawing a little bit, and it will all come back, and you'll be able to draw new things, or things that you didn't even know that you were interested in. So yeah, taking breaks is really good. And by taking breaks, you can take a day off, 2 days off, or even couple hours off. This is what I do personally to force myself to be in a bit to take breaks. Every day, I take a 1 hour break between my drawing session, and then in this 1 hour I either play video games, or recently I just started to read light novels because I was tired of waiting for animes to get new seasons. So I started buying light novels. I'm starting to read those, which inspire me to not only draw but write my own stories as well, or doing something else outside of art, like going to the gym. And especially when us artists that we sit all day just drawing, it's important for you to have some physical activity in your day, so you can be healthy physically and mentally at the same time, which will help you avoid art block as well. So I think you can call tip number 4 taking breaks and taking care of your mental health at the same time. So yeah, so that's it for tip number 4. So that's it. Those are all the tips that I have for you to avoid art block. Like I said previously, I'm bad at doing tip number 4 because I just feel guilty when I don't do art for one day, and that's just me and my grind set. I'm just a tryhard. But I do apply tip 1 and number 2 really well, and I'm getting better at doing tip number 3. And if you want to start applying one of those tips, I will say start with tip number 1 and 4. which are planning one day at a time or a whole week like me, but you don't have to. Just plan one day at a time to know what you want to do over time. And also taking breaks, because I think breaks are really important, even though, you know, anyway, I'm not gonna repeat myself, but you know, taking breaks is really important for you if you want to avoid art block, so you can have let your brain rest a little bit, and just not thinking about, oh, what I need to draw next, what I have to do with my art, what I need to improve my art. Like, no, you want to let your brain be in lazy mode from time to time. So yeah, start by applying tip number 1 and 4. I think it can help you really well to avoid art block, and after that start to apply tip number 2 and 4 and 3. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video and this will help you. If you have something you want to share about how to avoid art block, please leave it in the comments so I can also learn from you and other people can too. And we will be able to enjoy this long art journey without any obstacle, or at least minimize them. Thank you for watching this video. I'll see you guys next week. Keep grinding the art, take some breaks, but don't slack. Alright, peace.